Memphis, Tennessee. Carrie worked the deli counter at a Kroger grocery store. She earned $9.05 an hour. $9. In 2007, doctors ran a procedure on her heart at a nonprofit hospital, a charity in the eyes of the law. Then the bill arrived. The bill was $12,019 for a deli worker. Carrie couldn't pay it, not on deli wages. So the charity took her to court. The court added interest. Then it added the hospital's own attorney fees. $12,000 became $33,000, almost 3 times the original bill, more than Carrie earned in an entire year. She expected to pay forever. What Carrie didn't know, a form existed inside that same hospital, a form written for people exactly like her, written to make the bill disappear. Nearly 6 in 10 hospitals in America are nonprofits. One word buys a remarkable deal. No federal income tax, no property tax, cheap borrowing, donations written off. In exchange, the law asks for one thing only: community benefit. In 2010, Congress buried a promise inside the Affordable Care Act. Senator Chuck Grassley of Iowa pushed hardest. Section 501R of the tax code. Every nonprofit hospital must maintain a written financial assistance policy, posted publicly, summarized in plain language, and free or discounted care for qualifying patients. Eligible patients cannot be charged the inflated sticker price, only what insurers pay. Congress built in a clock, 240 days from your first bill. For the first 120 days, it cannot sue you or garnish wages. It cannot report you to credit bureaus without first checking your eligibility. The protection exists. Here is the trap. The law requires the form to exist. It does not require the hospital to make sure you ever find it. Think of it like a mail-in rebate, legally bound to honor it, but betting you won't. The form becomes a PDF buried 3 clicks deep on a website. A line of small print on page 4 of a bill designed to terrify on page 1. A registration desk trained to ask how you'd like to pay. Never say assistance. The referee, the IRS, mostly checks whether the paperwork exists, not whether patients heard. Case 1, Providence, a Catholic hospital system in Washington state, over a century old. It hired McKinsey to build a collections program. They named it RevUp. Staff were handed scripts to press every patient for payment, including charity-eligible patients. Employees were coached not to accept the first no, thousands sent to collectors. Washington's Attorney General sued. In 2024, Providence agreed to pay it back. $158 million erased and refunded, roughly 100,000 patients. Case 2, Methodist Le Bonheur Healthcare, Carey's Hospital, 8,000 lawsuits. Between 2014 and 2018. Some of those patients were its own employees, housekeepers, aides, people the hospital itself paid barely above minimum wage, sued by their employer. In a courtroom, its lawyers visited so often clerks knew them. Only after journalists published the story did Methodist drop the suits. They erased millions in judgments and raised their own minimum wage. After journalists. Now notice what didn't happen. Neither hospital lost its tax exemption. Neither admitted wrongdoing. Both are still nonprofits today. The trap is not a crime. The trap is a form that exists on paper and nowhere else. The nonprofit hospital tax exemption is worth at least $28 billion a year. Some estimates push it closer to $37 billion. Money that never reaches schools or roads. The theory is that hospitals return it to the community as charity care. Do they? The Lown Institute compared charity care against the value of hospital tax breaks. 8 in 10 nonprofit hospitals spent less on charity than their tax break was worth. A nationwide fair share deficit of about $26 billion in a single year. Meanwhile, patients who qualified for free care are billed $14 billion every year. Follow where it goes. Into the machine. Revenue cycle management. The billing apparatus. An industry worth well over $100 billion a year. Providence alone paid McKinsey $45 million for that program. Into the portfolios. Providence held roughly $10 billion in reserves while collecting. Ascension runs an in-house investment fund managing about $18 billion, including a private equity-style fund. Into the corner offices. Executives clearing $10 million. The American Hospital Association spent $27 million lobbying in a single year, fighting price transparency. resisting tighter federal charity care standards. Since 501R took effect, the IRS stripped exactly one hospital of its exemption, a small rural facility, punished for paperwork failures, not for hounding patients. Understand what non-profit really means. It doesn't mean no profit, it means no shareholders. The surplus stays inside as operating margin, expansion, investment returns, and executive pay. Every application never filed converts charity into revenue, legally. The incentive is simple. Keep the form technically available and practically invisible. Here's what they don't want you to do. Step 1. Search your hospital's name. Add the words Financial Assistance Policy. If nonprofit, that document must exist. Federal law. Some hospitals call it charity care. Same thing. Step 2. Call the billing office. Say these exact words. I am requesting your financial assistance policy under Section 501R. Please place my account on hold while my eligibility is reviewed. Write down the date. Step 3. Know your window. At least 240 days from first billing statement. Even if the bill has gone to collections, you can still apply. They must reverse the damage. If approved after collections began, the hospital must refund the difference and correct your credit. Step 4. Send proof of income, pay stubs, or your latest tax return. Keep copies. Many policies cover households earning up to 3 or 4 times the federal poverty line. States like Washington and California require it by law. Step 5. If they stall or deny, file a complaint with your state attorney general and file IRS Form 13909. Most complete applications get a decision within 30 to 45 days. That hospital hasn't paid federal income tax since the day it opened its doors. The tax break already paid for your care. The form just makes them honor it.